Hello everybody, Fab4 here with some more Mechabellum, and actually it's going to be the first game with the actual name of my Twitch stream. I've had a different name for a little bit, and I finally decided to get it changed over so it can match up. So you don't have to worry about having a weird name up there. You're going to be able to associate it with the correct person now. Today I'm going against Sir Bluff, which makes me worried. You know, is he going to bluff me? Is he going to bluff the bluff? Do I have to, I know what he's doing, so he's going to do that, and then, I gotta know what he's doing so that he knows what I'm doing, that I know what he's doing. I mean, there's so much thinking going on here. But besides all that, we got him playing as a missile specialist, and me going as supply specialist. I've been picking this up a little bit more, just mostly because, I like money. Getting more money is always good. Quick supply is probably also not too bad. I mean, getting that extra money at the start, but, this can accumulate a little bit more over time. There's also cost control, but you're losing a little bit of extra money from that, or HP and attack. For our units here on the starting round, I got steel balls and crawlers. I've been liking this comp lately. It's been working pretty well for me. I always pick up a couple arc lights just to help deal with chaff. Especially if he has it on his starting board, it's just always a great pickup at first. And sometimes even when he has no chaff, just to grab him anyways. Because usually he might pick up some crawlers or fangs just to place in the front. My opponent picks up marksman first units and sets up just kind of a nice little columns here. It's not too bad, These protect his tarantulas. So I have to work through them if I want the steel balls to make it in. But that's what these arc lights are for. Except for this one, because he's gone. But luckily, the steel balls get contact on this right tarantula. These crawlers actually go for the tower. If they can make it there, it's going to help out a lot. They're starting to make it. He's taking out a few of my steel balls a little too quick, though. But that tower capture right there is just perfect. Okay, on to round two. We have so far called his bluff so far. But now what are we thinking for units here? Honestly, this is kind of an older game. I'm trying to remember what I even decided to pick up, which is great. Pretty much like watching a live game almost, because I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. You got Typhoons for chaff clear, Rhinos to kind of push in, which isn't too bad. Wasp is great going against his Marksman, I'm going to say. Sledges are all right. They kind of help just a little bit more blockage. He ends up grabbing the Sledgehammers for his first pickup. And I end up picking the Rhino for my unit drop. We also got to be wary now of his 2 missile strikes, which kind of works into his name, Do I got to call his bluff? Where is he going to put the missile at? Is it going to be my farther back line? Is it going to be the front line? Now, we can obviously see where he's placing this. But what we got to take into account is that last round, which side actually made it through and did something. We can look at the damage here if we really want to be sure. Obviously, these got rank 2, so they did the most damage. So my instant first thought is to shield this right side because he wants to take this out, not have to worry about this side because he can take it out no problem. Now, I could be wrong. No, okay, I do shield this other side as much as I can. These corners are not the best to work with, so it can be a little difficult. I end up picking some more crawlers, just some more chaff. Setting up a couple waves. My opponent actually grabs more fangs. Now you got fangs and sledges. The missile proves to be very strong and gets through. Or sorry, the shield does. So I called his bluff again. I decided to put my Rhino on a flank. He's a little slow, but again, it's the teleport round, so it's going to be like that. He also ranked up the tower, so it's a little bit harder to take, but at this point, his unit's already gone, doesn't really matter. On to round 3, and so far we have now called his bluff twice. So we are now out bluffing the bluffer. Looking at this, we got some speed, make my units a little bit faster. Assault Rhino to kind of just push in some more damage. Same with like Underground Threat. The Electromag is not going to be super great. There's no techs yet that I could see. He might try and do some techs on the fangs, but the slowdown's also really good too. And this is going to be more like pick this up, save for later times. But if I get the speed, it just means that this Rhino is going to rush in even faster. We also got lucky and kept the shield up too. So now if I want to grab another shield, if anything, I'd go ahead and place it over here on the left side now. So it's going to cover both of them. I should also mention, since my opponent has picked up a bunch of fangs, the thought going through my head is that there's a potential for him to do, Hacker Fang or Fortress Fang. Because both of those are very strong techs. I don't really have a lot of stuff to hack, so if anything, he would do Fortress. I have the steel balls to kind of counter that, and I don't think he has a ton of space to put the fortresses if he really wanted to. We're kind of looking at this line like it's going to be right about here. He might be able to put it right in front and just barely get a chaff line. But if he wanted to do that, he'd start selling tarantulas to make more room. And then he'd have to find a better unit to do chaff clearing as well. My opponent actually got the speed boost, which is strange because he's already right here in front of my face. Like, what's he trying to do? Now, this round, I forgot to block the other side with the missile. So now that's going to get through. He also picks up some wasps to kind of hold up the rhino on this right side. But I actually got a lucky pickup and got some mustangs because I decided I needed some more chaff clear. And sometimes these mustangs, if they can start ranking up, they can start, pushing into the late game a bit better. They actually don't take out the rhino, and he's able to survive just by a hair. I mean, oh, now he's going back. So he's not long for this world. You did your job, rhino. You served this mechs proudly. And I mean, at this point here, these mustangs just got to get in range, and they'll clean up. Sadly, they don't get the rank up, though. All right, on round 4, we're so far calling his bluff every time. Keeping him on the edge of his seat. Mass-produced Rhino. I don't really see myself going mass Rhino. He also has a lot of chaff in front, so that's going to be a little difficult. I could try and do some cheeky flanking and just start rushing his tower. He is ranking it up, though. But I mean, if I get like a couple of them, start pushing through. Maybe have some Mustangs behind him, too, to kind of help clear out a little bit of chaff. Acid could be nice to kind of just push, damage his stuff right here. But, I mean, I'm also going right into his face, so it's not really going to help out. If we were on, like, opposite sides, it might be okay to help kind of get some acid on there and, do some more damage to his units. Laser Sight's probably the pickup because I don't really have Assault Scorpion, or I don't have Scorpions unlocked. It'd be kind of like pushing more aggro, though. Sometimes I like to try these out just to see what they could do when you're just running aggro. But if anything, the Laser Sight's just going to be great because I can put it on the Mustangs now, and they're going to have, a 20-meter range bonus. Especially if I just grab the range tech on them as well. So they're getting a plus 60. So that's what, 155-meter range? I mean, there's nothing they're not going to be able to hit. My opponent actually starts selling these sledges. Upgrades the wasps over here. So now they're going to be able to take out the rhino, no problem. At this point, it's probably not a bad idea to sell the rhino. Get some extra cash for something else. And then you're also probably thinking like, oh, hey, maybe go Mustangs or something. I'd say it's only really useful if you see him making more. But it's still, in the end, these are still going to be great units no matter what. Oh, and I actually do grab some more. With some steel balls. Actually, a full set. Because at this point, I think it's time to expand to the left. Because right now, we're all kind of bunching up in the middle. Just kind of doing whatever. I am winning the fight right now, too. So it's going to be better for me to start pushing around him and try to enclose him more. He is going to do some oil, which is going to slow me down here, which actually might be a problem in the future for the next couple rounds. But doing this mobile beacon here just means that these aren't going to be distracted over here, and we can just go in and take the tower. And as soon as that's gone, the rest of my units just have free access to everything. These Mustangs over here are trying their best, but these rank 2 wasps are going to be a little too difficult for them to take out. I do still have a few more left over. And he's actually moving in closer, too. The fact that we take this tower now I'll be able to get just in range. And we'll be able to clean these up and actually get the rank up finally on them too. On to round 5. Still calling his bluff every single time, especially when he got Wasp and I picked up a Mustang. Like, things are looking good. Getting more Mustangs here isn't that bad for me every single round. Quick cooldown. It's actually really strong for him just because he can get his missile back. Underground threat's only all I have, so it's not really the best. Smoke, we're all on the line, so smoke's not really going to do anything. Fortified Arclight. I'm not really doing any kind of Arclight carry or anything, so that's not, you know, going to be helpful. And an improved War Factory. I'm just a little bit out of cash, and if I wanted to start making a War Factory, I'd be looking at selling units. And right now, I'm currently pushing in pretty hard. So I don't really see myself selling any of these units to start pushing this in. Like, if anything, I'd be selling Arclights, but I'd just be picking up more Mustangs. They're not like the best chaff clear, but I could sell them and start doing elite recruited Mustangs, giving them that level 2 rank and just being able to push in just a little bit more damage. So if anything, I see here just a skip. Nothing really super great for me. I'm surprised he did not pick up the quick cooldown. Okay, so I do end up skipping. Took me a while to figure out that option here. My opponent actually decides to go for his next step in the plan, which is Overlord. We figured at this point, either round 4 or round 5, he's going to start picking up his giant unit. My first thought was going to be Fortress, just because it's right here. He's got the fangs for it, but he, in his namesake, decided to do a little bit of a bluff. Do Overlords on the other side and push in. He does have jump drives, so we can move them around wherever he wants if he wants to spend the tech on there. I end up grabbing the range on the Mustangs. I know he has a missile back, so let me go ahead and just shield this other side. And I decided just to pick up one each more of these ones and kind of keep pushing on this left side and set up and just make another line of units. Just try to go into the tower. I also get lucky with having the 2 Mustangs now because they can at least target the Overlords. They might not be able to take them down, though. This right side's holding out all right. Having rank 2 now over here on these Mustangs is going to help them clear out the chaff a little bit better. And these, the Mustangs combined, well, the left ones are able to take out this Overlord, but this right one, not entirely. He's probably going to get this tower. Things are looking pretty grim for me right now, but I am in the shield. And once this debuff happens, and there we go, these Mustangs are probably just going to start doing some cleanup. The biggest problem is this Overlord, if we can take it out. Oh, there's only 2 left. Oh, and they... Ooh, we keep one alive. 2 of them alive. But I don't think it's going to be enough. This steel ball can't do enough work. And these 2 little guys are just going to be picked off. Plus side, the oil's gone now. Alright, we're on to round 6, and he has finally pulled his bluff card and picked up Overlords instead of the forts like I was thinking. So now I gotta prep for these ones. But, you know, he could do something else, but he did buy 2 of them, though, so the chance of him switching out to something else is unlikely. This could be nice, picking up some cheaper units. He just grabs the money right away. I'm a pretty healthy life total, so grabbing this means I can just get some higher recruits, but I also feel like his backline is not super well defended, so I might as well just throw down a Overlord. Sorry, a Rhino. It's like a ground Overlord, you know. That way you can, you know, go to one of these towers, pull off his chaff a little bit. Opponent's going to go ahead and missile out this right side, but now it's time for the AA on these Mustangs, and they're pretty much now the nemesis of these Overlords. At this point here, it's not even a bad idea for me to just grab a couple more of them. I could even borrow Elite Recruit, get 2 of them, and if I have enough money, range and speed. Now at this point, I also have too many units up here in the front to kind of really guess where he's going to put the missile at. Last time he missiled these crawlers. You know, I'm like, am I going to really defend that, or do I really care about that? I thought that was a weird missile strategy anyways. I end up grabbing crawlers to set in the front here so that these Overlords will focus their attention out here, and I decided to just grab more steel balls and set up a little flank on this other side. Overlord will target the steel balls, and also I might be able to start pushing in here too. And we're going to see now that these Mustangs with the AA are able to just clean up everything. Even these rank... I can click on them here. Rank 3 Wasps, they're actually going to be able to clean this up really well. The Rhino makes a good switch onto the weaker towers, able to take that. Oh, they just couldn't finish him up, but he's only got one Overlord left. And these Mustangs have been locked on the whole time. And I still have a nice army over here going through. Plus some rank 3 Mustangs as well. He's only got 3 Wasps left. There's nothing he can really do about this. I mean, he gets a tower, but like... Okay, on to round 7. Saber Cash could be nice. I have the steel balls to deal with these guys. I got a couple of them. A Fortress could be really nice too, because I'm going... I have Mustangs already, so just grabbing like a shield or something and kind of using them as like... You know, the big tanky unit. Problem is he is going air, and I'd have to pick up AA on him. Stormcallers aren't too bad. He has a lot of slow-moving units, so just kind of setting up a little Stormcaller line in the back. It could just rain down fire on him. Well, not actual fire, but just, you know, rain down missiles on him. Opponent grabs the Fortress, so now he's going like double giant, and he sells it. He is Sir Bluff, so it fits his name perfectly. Getting that Fort Cash, doing some rank ups, and getting the Replicate on the Crawlers, trying to win out that Chaff War as best he can. I end up picking the Fortress. Do I decide to sell it, though, for cash? Or do I start switching into Fang Fort? And it looks like... Well, sorry, not Fang Fort. Stang Fort. They're both the Angs, you know, Ang Fort. So it's one or the other. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, just grabbing a second one, setting up over here. I mean, these guys are clearing off the Overlords. Now these Overlords have to focus on this one here. The Crawlers have to focus on them too, so... It's just all around good. Ooh. This is a pretty good pickup for him, though. The problem is, though, he's just kind of barely getting through here. And I'm still winning on this right side. I also decided to just pick up another arc light over here just to help clear out this some chaff over here if he has any. Because he's not going to shoot up, so anything on the ground, he just kind of just picks off. Oh, he does grab another one over here. He missiles this right side again. But now all these Mustangs at rank 2, I mean, they're just deleting these Overlords. This one's, it's gone. I don't even get to look at it. Wasps are gone as well. And now I'm just starting to encircle him. He does have some Crawlers because I had a underground threat, so they kind of made some, but I mean, look at all these Mustangs. There's no way they're getting close enough. And with that, I think it's going to be GG. All right, so a game of calling bluffs, figuring out bluffs. I mean, my first thought he was going for was going to be, you know, Fang Fort. But he decided to bluff me out and go into Overlords. I mean, it's a good strategy. Just starting to build mass boats. Maybe if he went more boats. But I also feel like maybe they came down a little bit late, too. You could have maybe sold something like selling tarantulas, if possible. Because right now, they were just kind of losing out to the steel balls. Maybe even the marksmen? Because what were the marksmen really doing either? Like, if we're looking at the damage, I mean, it is high, but they do 7,000 per shot. So you got to divide this by the 7,000. And then kind of figure out how many shots they even got. Because you could sell this and just add a little bit more cash. It might be just enough that you need to, you know, get a mass recruit, grab a couple more boats, maybe 3 of them. The only problem is with these Mustangs having AA and range and being ranked up. I mean, he needs probably like rank 3 or higher Overlords if he wants them to survive. Plus enough chaff to be able to push in and start attacking them while they're locked onto the Overlords. So all in all, I think I did pretty well calling his bluff. He only got 1 round on me, which was the first time he did the Overlords, but I was able to pull it back from there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you also want to see some live Mechabellum, you can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/fab4200. I hope you have a good day.